Good morning. Today, the topic is dealing with difficult people. Dealing with people can be very challenging, especially when we love them the most. Family, for example, is very hard because we don't want to hurt the ones that we love. It's hard to put boundaries. It's hard to express our needs, our feelings, and say, when you say things like that, it hurts me. Or when you do things like that, I feel like I'm not good enough, or can you please just knock or announce when you're going to come in because I feel like you're violating my boundaries. It's really hard, especially when people are in different, like people come from different backgrounds and they were taught differently. And maybe the parents are older or the grandparents are older. And they're like, what the heck is a boundary? Excuse me. So it's interesting, but we're going to come from a spiritual side, which hopefully will help us to have a better perspective and more compassion dealing with people that are differently than us and process things very, very differently. One of my favorite prayers is from Mother Teresa. I'm going to read this one and I'm going to put it here for you guys to read along with me. Is like this: people are often unreasonable and self centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you're honest, people may cheat you. Be honest anyway. If you find happiness, people may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be good enough. Give your best anyway. For you see, in the end, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Isn't this prayer absolutely amazing? It's so uplifting and it's so comforting because it's like this connection between you and God, between me and God. It's not about me and this person that has said this to me or that to me. So let's break it down a little bit. People are often unreasonable and self centered. Everybody has their own world, everybody lives in their own world according to their own perspective, according to how they were raised, according to their beliefs. So when we try to impose our beliefs on someone else and we're like, oh my gosh, this person is so unreasonable, self centered, look at what they're doing, it's absolutely unacceptable. We are setting ourselves up for disappointment, frustration, because guess what? We cannot change somebody else, right? We can only change ourselves and how we react to other people's behaviors, situations. And that is why it's so powerful, because we do have the tools, we do have the ability to work on ourselves, but we don't have the ability to work on somebody else. So if someone is being unreasonable or self centered, what do? We forgive them anyway. Maybe you want to pray them. Maybe you want to pray for them from a distance and love them with God's love. God created all of us. So he loves that person as much as he loves you, as much as he loves me. So maybe that person was completely unreasonable and self-centered towards me. However, that is not for me to judge or criticize, because the way they are, or the path they're on right now, is not on the same level as my path. I'm not the one to judge. I'm just the one to say, you know what? I'm not sure what is happening. I don't know. I don't understand their background, everything that they've been through. I am not inside their hearts. I don't know how they process their emotions. So I'm going to forgive. I pray for them. God, just bless them and then move on with my life, right? The second part, she's talking about, if you are kind, people may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyways. This a lot of times come to, I come to think of jealousy and envy. Sometimes you do some things for somebody else, or you want to help in this situation, or there's like a group and you want to be part of the group and you want to help the group. And then somebody else is like, why is she doing that? She's just trying to show off, or she's just doing this, or she's just doing that. So people may accuse you of something without knowing you, without getting to know you, without having, without trying to know you, and they will just accuse you of something. Could be jealousy, could be envy, could be just fear of change. People don't like to change, and they don't like when their situation is disturbed. So what do? Again, we remember that people are in different paths in this journey called life. Maybe imagine like a huge forest, and maybe I'm walking and inside the forest and I'm just getting started in this huge path. Somebody else may be further down, somebody else may be by a lake, somebody else may have found some animals to look at. Whatever the path is, we're not all at the same place. So we have to have compassion for other people, just like we would like to be understood sometimes, and we would like to be forgiven sometimes, and we would like people to understand that we didn't have all the information, we didn't have the emotional strength to deal with certain things. So if people accuse us of ulterior motives, first of all, it's none of my business, right? If it's not something for me to, that I haven't done and that I shouldn't be concerned about it because I know who I am, I don't even have to explain myself. Somebody once said that if you're not wrong, or if you're trying to explain yourself, you're already wrong. So that I shouldn't be trying to explain, oh no, I only did this because of this, or oh, I can't make it because of this or this and that. Just if I know my truth, and if I am being as genuine as possible in a situation, I don't have to explain myself. It's not required. That is very difficult to do. Very difficult to do, by the way, because we naturally want to be accepted and loved and liked, and we want to belong. It's a human need to want to have connection and love. We want to belong. So we want to tell people, no, I only did this because of this. This is not what you're thinking. But at the same time, when we are able to have this integrity, and we're able to get to know ourselves and understand and have compassion that we are not doing anything wrong. We don't have this malicious intent that maybe somebody else thinks we do. We don't really have to explain, because the truth will come out. It always does. And the truth always wins at the end. But I understand if sometimes we do explain ourselves a little bit. The next one, it says, if you're honest, people may cheat you. Be honest anyway. Oh, when somebody takes advantage of us. Oh. I do real estate, and sometimes that happens. Like another realtor will come in and will say something, will lie, and take the business away from you. That has happened in the past, and I was livid. But again, I cannot be judging, criticizing, because all I can do is be as honest as possible and be as transparent as possible, and really work hard for each client that I interact with, so that they can become a fan of my work and my integrity, and that can become almost like love, and that they can spread the word. Oh, this, I worked with this person, she's really genuine about what she does, she's really professional, she really understands what she's talking about. You should definitely call her. This is the type of level of business that we want to create for ourselves, right? I've heard, I think it was Tony Robbins, my favorite, that I think he said that you want to create raving fans when it comes to your business. You don't want people to just be like, oh yeah, I worked with her, she was okay. So that way your integrity starts to be built, and that creates a belief system for you. Oh yeah, I do work really hard. Yes, I do have high standards. I do have great work ethic. So when somebody tries to cheat you, it's not going to be as offensive as if you were going to take it personally. You just know that they are not in the same place, and maybe they have to go through some things and learn some things to understand the world is an abundant place, and there is room for everybody, and we don't come from a spirit of lack of not having and trying to take from others, but we come from a spirit of abundance, of there is enough and more than enough for everybody. Because in the Bible, God says that I came to set you free and I came to give you a life of abundance. Okay, the next portion of this prayer says, if you find happiness, people may be jealous. Be happy anyway. So, this is Mother Teresa talking about jealousy. Wow, what a concept, right? We would usually think this is like superficial stuff, but look at the wisdom. Look at the wisdom, because jealousy can be a very, very difficult thing to receive. People may talk about you behind your back, and this is another thing I've learned: let them go. When people are not genuine with you and you feel there's like some type of blockage, even energetically speaking, when you're with them, you just don't feel like that connection is very genuine. Don't worry about trying to keep them in your life. Really let them go, because there are conversations that you haven't heard. There are situations that you weren't present. And sometimes God is trying to remove you from a situation or from a relationship that is going to cause you harm, that is going to hurt you. Because God knows the intent, and He knows if the other people's hearts are full of malice, of jealousy, of creating evil plans, of talking badly about you. So don't worry. If a situation is not going how you would like and a relationship is not going where you would like, take the hint, believe when people tell you who they are, and let them go if that's the case. The other portion that I want to read is, the good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. In this society that we live, of constant gratification, of having so much instant gratification. I want to eat this. Okay, it's here. I want that. Okay, it's here. I posted this. How many likes did I get? All of this instant and constant gratification is very harmful for us, because we kind of get addicted to it, right? And we're kind of expecting somebody else's approval all the time. And that is not a good place to live. It's not an authentic place to live, because guess what? Social media is superficial. People are not going to post what they're struggling with most of the times, right? I don't want to generalize it, but people usually don't say, oh my gosh, I am so insecure about this, or I am having trouble with my marriage, or I am suffering from depression, or I'm suffering from addiction and I can't stop. People are usually going to post their best selves. And I'm not judging, because, hey, that's what social media is for, right? I don't know if it isn't for it, but that seems to be the case. So when we do good today and people forget about it tomorrow, uh, we have to find a meaning for ourselves. It's like the reason why. Why do I do this? Why do I want to participate in this community? Why do I want to participate in this group? Why do I want to do this for my church? Why do I want to do this? Because when I have a deeper meaning, oh, I feel like God is calling me. I feel like I have a gift. I feel like I have this to share. I feel like I learned these lessons and I want to spread that because it really helped me. And I think it's going to help somebody else. When I have a deeper meaning, if you like it or not, if you like the video, if you don't like the video, it's not going to be as personal. It's not going to feel like a personal attack to me, as if when I have a deeper meaning, I have a deeper meaning. It's not about your like, it's about spreading the message. So that helps a little bit. And then Mother Teresa says, do good, give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give your best anyway. Now, the never be enough is something that I've experienced with somebody in my life, that I just got to the conclusion that no matter what I tried to do, no matter what I tried to, how many times I try to apologize, how many times I try to adapt to that person, no matter what, I was just never going to be good enough. I might be good for a moment and, oh my God, I love you so much. You're the best. You're the best. But quickly after, there's going to be a fault. There's going to be a criticism. There's going to be a bring you down moment. And it was just so harmful to me that I would have to spend days sometimes crying, trying to do meditations, journaling, just to get out of that toxic feeling that I was left with. I'm not saying it's the person's fault. I always was left with that very harmful, negative feeling that my self worth was shot. It was nothing. I was like, why am I doing any of this? Yes, it's silly. What a waste of time to try to make these videos or to try to get this license or to try to do this. What a waste of time, because this person would bring me so down that I would start to doubt my own self-worth. So I had to recoup. I had to like spend a long time trying to get out of that feeling. So what I decided to do is that no matter what I do, it's not going to be good enough for you, right? So I'm not going to be in your life. You're not going to be in my life. God bless you. I pray for you, but I understand that it's just there is nothing I can do because it's not going to be good enough. So I still do my best. I still try my best to do the things I think are right. And maybe I'm wrong, but guess what? I'm doing the best I can. And that's okay, because it's not about that person accepting me anymore. I've accepted myself. Okay, so what else do we have here? Oh, this is the best part, the end of the prayer. For you see, in the end, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. And that is the answer to all of my problems today, right? When I am dealing with any type of interaction with people, I have to remember it's not between me and her. It's not between me and him. It's about me and God. How do I want to be between me and God today? And that is going to reflect on how my interactions with other people go. It's going to reflect on my tolerance, on my patience, on my peace, on my compassion, my empathy, my ability to pause, to exit a situation if needed, to say, listen, I'm going to have to let you go right now. I'm getting another call, or I'm going to take a walk and I'll be right back. Or putting something on my ear and listening to something that is going to give me encouragement, instead of staying in a relationship or a conversation or a phone call that will keep bringing me down. And pray for the people. Pray for the people. God bless them. God bless them, and bring awareness and bring forgiveness and bring what they need. I don't know what they need, but I can ask God. And then just to say how important it is that these messages are all intertwined, right? Even in the Bible, it has a passage on Ephesians 6:12, and I'm going to read. It says, for our struggle is not against people, it's not against flesh and blood, but it's against the rulers, the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against spiritual forces of evil. So we are not dealing with people, and when somebody's being difficult with us, we might take it very personally, but we have to remember we all have this spiritual battle. Some of us really have difficulties in our pasts. We have traumas. We have struggles that we don't really know about. Sometimes we don't even know about all our traumas. How are we going to know about somebody else's traumas? How are we going to know how something affected them? And that's why they behave this way today. So people may be difficult. Sure. It may be very hard to deal with people. I always like to say that I am very peaceful in the morning. I'm very joyful. I'm great. There's nothing going to disturb me except if I walk out of my house. Then things are going to start happening. I'm going to start talking to people. The neighbors are going to come and they're going to be nosy. They're going to be asking this or that. But at the same time, when I'm able to have these thoughts in the morning and just pause and realize I'm not dealing with people, I'm dealing with, a whole world of forces, of other things that are impacting people's behavior. So let me have with the compassion. Let me try to stay away from the criticism and the judgment. And just remember, it's not between me and them, it's between me and God anyway. So have a great day, and I'll see you guys